shall we?
At some point,
Hi.
I will autism too close to the sun. But until that day, hello. This is my warm banter. I am posting a brag about myself in the ADHD Brags channel of our community Discord, which is neat. And this is not a promotion, it's just for my brain went. Welcome, everybody. What is up?
Hi. I still have some stuff to do. So I was like, I'm going to put on mascara, dang it. And while I was doing it, my offspring, well, my spouse is trying to make a phone call to a doctor's office, uh, puts up a stool, which is not a safe thing for him to do, not monitored, puts up a stool in the bathroom next to the light switch and goes off, on, off. And we had to deal with the
Yes.
resultant tantrum from stopping that before I could
Yeah,
break away to try to finish the
naturally.
stream.
Naturally, because you're the worst. By the way, Brittany, I have a question.
What?
What's a weekly
You
review?
can't ask me that while I'm still doing setup tasks. That's why I said, can we banter for a while? Sorry.
I
You
mean,
can tell me what a weekly review is. You can't
technically,
ask
I
me that yet.
can ask you. It's just that the answer will not be forthcoming.
It,
Fine.
it
A
will look
weekly
real awkward when
review
I have to just throw it back to you.
is the time when you think about what your work is and how it might be stuck or not, and engage with it, attempting to be as realistic as possible about what is possible to get done, and most importantly, how you actually get things done so that they can happen in the other times, and engaging in spiritual, meaning feelings related, even if it's not literally 2-minute actions. And
Mm.
hopefully nothing else. Sometimes we get sidetracked, which is fine. But the aim is thinking, analyzing, and decluttering, not physically doing anything per se. There are some physical doing, like clearing email inbox sometimes, or like adjusting calendar data, things of this kind. Those are sort of a hybrid doing and thinking task. Right now, I am engaged in sprucing the sacred timeline, and that is language which many people may not understand. The sacred timeline is the routines visual record that I go through each day, and it is called the sacred timeline from the Loki series to remind me that nothing I write down is absolute. Things are always subject to change. And if I try and get too locked into any one thing, I will hamstring myself. Speaking of hamstring, I just did my PT stretches for the second time today because I
Woohoo!
engage in excellent reminder hygiene. Reminder hygiene is a term which means that the things that tell you to do things actually result in you doing the things, as opposed to you going
Well,
and potentially saying bad words.
actually doing them is one of the potential results because they definitely won't happen if we have bad reminder hygiene. But the actual practice of
Yes.
reminder hygiene is like, oh, I only have notices going off and notifications of things that are, you know, relevant to me and might
Yes.
actually happen.
Yes. Yes. It is easier to define bad reminder hygiene than good. Bad is when you have any number of things that you go, I'll deal with that in a second or later or whatever. And it causes you stress and it doesn't actually make you do the thing. That's bad
Yeah.
reminder hygiene. I have
Yep.
good many years. All right. So yes, I'm continuing. I'm at the dinner. I'm at the second portion of my day. So starting at after I get off work. So I'm making good progress. I'm excited about it.
Oh,
And
good.
the reason that I'm doing this, I already told Brittany, but I'm telling all of you, the reason that I'm doing this is because of two very positive changes in my life, which are an additional bathroom had been installed in my house, which is upstairs, which saves my knees and etc. A lot of things. Oh, and I have a story that I want to tell you about towels. And um and also my youngest child has moved out of the parents' bedroom where they were on the floor bed and now is sleeping in the bunk bed with their sibling. Last night was the very first time that took place, and it went swimmingly. And I am happy about that, and also ready for the inevitable. And now the novelty has wore off, and we are all neurodivergents in this house. So I'm trying not to be pessimistic, but I'm pretty pessimistic that I will have better sleep indefinitely. But hopefully once there's the equilibrium has been established. Yes. Also towels. So I was at the Ren Fair on the weekend and we walked up to a tent that had hand towels as one of the items on sale. And instead of his, hers, it said Lord and Lady, but it also had weirdo. And my trans mask friend points at this and goes, the three genders, Lord, Lady, and weirdo. And I said, yes, I was born one, I considered the other, and have settled on the third. What is your gender identity? I identify as a weirdo.
I actually really like this one. But I like things that are like words instead of acronyms.
Yes.
So I identify as a weirdo.
I'm actually planning now to dig out some of the old towels I have in my fabric stash and machine embroider weirdo so that I can have that in the bathroom.
Isn't that actually what they sort of, for most of the Muppets, refer to as Gonzo's species? Is he's a weirdo?
Yes, I think that is correct. Gonzo is definitely one of those heart mascots for me.
Oh yeah,
I forget because we used to have spirit animal, which I personally now do not say. Then we had JK content warning, JK Rowling Patronus, which I also now don't say, and I forget what the third one was that I adopted, but I think heart mascot kind of works. So okay, I'm gonna keep going back to here.
There is a character in a book who has a spirit animal, but is also literally Native American.
Indeed, this is the yes, you're allowed kind of thing.
But he always thought that it would have been funnier because he was a werewolf that was born a werewolf, and it was a wolf, and he was like, it would have been funnier if it was a deer or something. Like,
a little on the nose.
Little on the nose was. He didn't say that in his inner monologue, but it was like little on the nose.
Funnier, yes.
Little on the nose, spirits. Too accurate. All right. So I set intentions for my review yesterday.
Ooh.
I was like, I really need to do this. I should write it down because I won't remember it tomorrow. And it's true. And there's also like big capital B, capital D deadline. And so it's going to be real hard to not give in to that at all.
Yes.
Which is interesting to say because I also don't really want to do it. But I also feel like I should. Anyway, I'm going to do some reviewing. Oh, and my history is when we don't have any official grandparent daycare on Tuesdays, I don't get work done after the review. Like, I can't remember the last time I got work done after a review. Usually don't get to go for a hike, don't get to do any of those things. Because when I finish the review, it's my turn. So, yeah. I'm going to. My intentions actually are.
Oh, yes.
I have had some stuff in OmniFocus accumulating that says do, which I'm not proud of at all. And I need to clear that out. Somehow address it. Process my OmniFocus inbox. And there's like a little bit of a active project list / planning them out on a calendar so I can figure out when I can do what. And I mean, when you don't want the answer to be, you should cut something that it probably really is. You should cut something, but I also don't really know what that would be. Yeah, that's an appropriate face. Hey, Ingrid. Oh, they also call Gonzo whatever pretty frequently. Thank you. That was you are correct.
A lot of non-binary, I'm not one of them, but a lot of non-binary folk, that is, their gender is whatever. I don't care about gender. I would like to be removed from it. I have a much more dynamic gender experience, but some people are just like, get away. Gender is something that happens to other people.
Get the hence gender.
Sorry, what?
Get the hence gender.
Yes.
I thought you would like that.
I feel like I want to embroider that on a thing and hang it in my my spouse's
I want us to
office
just keep
area.
coming up with embroidery projects for you to need to take on.
Yes. Actually, that would be a good on a hand towel as well. Get the hence gender. I did see also when I was searching for hand towel things, theirs, which was fun. Instead of his, hers, theirs.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I have to figure out.
But you know at Kelly's house what they say.
What?
I love you, I know.
Yeah. Yes. My some friends of mine who recently got engaged, they have I love you, I know pins on their backpacks.
Well, that's what our rings say. If I can't stop appreciating the fact that I didn't permanently lose my ring first. But that is what our rings say, wherever his is. He was like, oh, we were going to go on like a weekend trip together. He's like, oh, I'm actually going to wear my ring. And I was like, cool, I will too. And because we don't usually wear rings. And he lost it on the way to the car trip. So it's either in the car somewhere or it landed on the ground. It has never been found. It's been years.
Oh man. Yeah.
Well, also, it didn't occur to us that they that they were very distinctly for men's fit and women's fit. And we didn't have a conversation with them. So they made the bigger one the women's fit because I wanted the I know, because I like it better when Leia says it than when Han says it. And so they both never fit us well at all.
Yeah, that is a problem.
Even being the right size. Anyway.
Yeah. Did you finish declaring your intentions?
No, I don't think so.
Keep going.
And I started planning out in order to get myself going for a task I didn't want to do, I started planning projects for a hobby that one of those hobbies that I really shouldn't take on. So that makes it a better motivator.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so I wrote out some of those plant actions, but they will get lost forever if they don't make it back into OmniFocus. So putting some of those into OmniFocus, which I should remember is a good thing to do when the next thing I need to do is I don't want to.
Yep.
It's really funny because it is like, oh, I don't have time to do this. I was like, but I also equally, and this happened this morning too, I equally don't have time to keep fighting the fight of I don't wanna.
Yes.
So sometimes it is a net win to do thing that is more lighthearted to get to it, which is bass backwards. And I feel like most of my life, like I know this is not true for all neurodivergent people, I have been very privileged in that the deadline is enough. And this week, the deadline ain't enough.
Yep.
Or maybe it's because I'm like, I'm not sure I believe your deadline. I don't know which, or just that I'm exhausted for other reasons.
Yep.
But deadline ain't enough this week.
Yep.
Woohoo! We're doing reviews. Okay, we're reviewing now. I'm going to hit the thing that says get to real reviewing. That's like way past the timer because I don't know if you knew this, but I have weapons grade ADHD today.
Got it.
There's our document. Is your inbox at 100?
Is my inbox at what? Brittany, we can't hear you now. At least I can't hear. Oh, wait. Speak again.
Hi.
Yeah, we lost you for a second. Is your
This
inbox
has
what?
happened multiple times where it's like turning on the screen share mode and it was like, what?
No audio for you. No audio
Hold on,
for you.
I'm gonna check something.
My inbox is at bonkers. It's not quite, and then I can't add more bonkers, but it is currently, the number is classified by mathematicians as bonkers. That's the technical term.
Is it 179?
It's 2617.
Do you want me to change it in your document?
Yes, please.
2, 6, Wait, 2617?
Two, no, 217.
I apparently cannot auditorily process numbers even a tiny bit today, or maybe even visually. I don't know. I can, when I'm not feeling at my peak, which I definitely think today qualifies as, I can often handle numbers as long as they are strictly numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They're not spoken into words. They're not written into words. I'm not hearing them. I'm just looking on a page. I can evaluate values. But that translation, which I realize to some people is not a translation, but it is to me, cannot. That step is not available in any accurate way. I suddenly turn into how good LLMs are at math.
Yeah, which makes me question if 5 years, 5 months, and 15 days is actually how long I've gone without sleeping without a child in the room. But it sounds right. Who cares?
Yeah, I did, when you said, I asked Gemini, it did occur to me. But
no, it
Google's
occurred
been
to me
okay
before
at
I
that for a
even put
while.
in the prompt, my dude. Absolutely. Okay, I am going to set up reminders for each day as to when I'm going to tidy my office if I have been in it.
And I'm already looking at my breaks list to add things to it. Well, I'm finding that I don't want to look at my calendar. Because I think I'm going to like want to compare it to like, oh, right, I have to map out my time because it's time for me to start preparing my slides, but I also still have to do the TED talk and also have 2 newsletters to finish. And I'm feeling a little overloaded. Starting.
Okay, so on Mondays, I am in my office until 5. Oh, I also at 2:30 a.m. this morning, I did a calendar spruce of like, well, that's not happening. Nope, that's not happening. I mean, that is happening, but I don't need to see it in the calendar in that way. Very happy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, you're the wrong document or wrong app. I want this one. Okay. Oh. um, hmm. Hmm. I need to see if this one still is applicable.
I was also very, very pleased with myself because I figured out what entertainment my brain wanted. It took me like 5 tries. Like, I was like, This might be good. Nope. Oh, what about this? Nope. Okay, this is getting closer. Nope. What about yes? Yes.
Okay, well, this one is probably easier to just do. Um,
Yep. One of those spiritual 2-minute actions.
and what it is check the available space on my computer. So I'm just gonna go to my computer. That was weird. I'm sure there's another way to do this, but oh, that's not very much. Okay. Checking how much space available on my computer is very easy. Freeing up space is not as easy.
Woof.
So I have these two hard drives I bought quite a while ago, or I'd maybe think about contacting them. And they came with this plug, and one of them has something wrong with it because it constantly says, I have disconnected the hard drive without safely ejecting it, which is great when what you're trying to do is back stuff up to it. And one of the cords does that and the other one doesn't. And I appear to only have the bad cord in this city. So I guess I use a different cord. Like one I bought from a different company that doesn't match, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
One that I will soon need to be stocking up on.
The thing I eventually settled on was the Lord of the Rings, the Fellowship of the Ring soundtrack. And it is scratching the brain just right.
I had that last night when I was like, I want some kind of low pressure Star Wars on in the background that I've already seen, like show. But then I couldn't decide which one.
Yep.
Yeah, here's the other problem. The drive that I really want is not in this city either.
By the way, something happened yesterday or the day before with my spouse where I was like, yeah, and because blah, blah, blah. And he's like, why don't you just do your whole decompression routine in your office now that you have your office back? Because then you don't have to fend off children. And I was like, oh my gods, that is exactly the thing I need to do. Why did it not occur to me? Because humans get into habits, right? Humans get into habits, and that's okay. Ooh, that's the other thing I need to do.
Hmm.
As above, so below. If I include something in my sacred timeline that says bring it downstairs, I need to include something else that says bring it back upstairs. That is what as above, so below means.
Okay.
I was pagan splaining to you.
I think it would be me pagan splaining to you if I said it. I think that's how that phrase works.
No, because if it's mansplaining, it's the man doing it, right? It's the pagan.
Oh,
I'm the
yeah.
pagan, yeah. Yeah.
But I'm
And
also not.
I know where you I totally get why you went there. Yeah.
But anyway. Okay. Yeah, good times. I don't need that. Let's go empty the trash right now. I don't know what's in there, but let's empty it.
I'm gonna go check and see if the sparkly bag is accessible so that I can have that be the dedicated command center teleportation device. Stand by.
Yeah, that didn't make any sense to me either. Here's the problem with making a project when I'm not very happy with the layout of my projects is where do I put it? Uh, oh. Also, what's your deal right now, OmniFocus? You are being slow AF. I do not appreciate this. Oh, that could be why. I have a lot of windows open. I feel like I could just randomly close some and it would be fine. Okay, I'm just gonna hit Command W a bunch of times, and then I'm sort of tempted to also take a break. Oh, right, my child stole my buttons. That can, like my really likes pushing buttons. So I mean, I don't blame him even a tiny bit, but it also means that I don't have my go to break buttons because he took the doing worse with nouns lately, guys. It's a device with lots of buttons on it that you program yourself. Let's just stick there. Yeah. Because apparently I can't do words today. It was awesome. I was doing consultation yesterday and then also meeting with a new client. And I kept like just blanking on words. And I was like, I'm making an awesome impression right now. I can tell it's going great. Okay, since it's really taking its time to switch back to OmniFocus again, I am going to close some more. I'm just gonna keep closing windows. Jeez. I'd say I'd love to purge out my projects, but I noticed today when my husband asked me a very simple question about the stuff in our living room, and I could not answer it, that I am not good at making decisions today. So I hit Command W a bunch of times, which like closes a window or tab. And I'm just like watching it very slowly try to do that. Okay. I can actually see the total number of windows now. Like I can count them easily. They're still moving pretty sluggishly. I wonder if it would benefit from a restart of the app. Yeah, I think that I'm going to quit it and try to reopen and see if that does it. Because at the moment, this is not an enjoyable app to be using. Now I'm just getting a beach ball. Anybody else have something they want to declare? OmniFocus is still taking its sweet time. There we go. All right. I think I'm just going to pause this whole project at this moment. Hmm. Okay. Good. I wanted a project.
I did not find the sparkly bag, which is confusing, but all right. Because I found a different one, which will definitely work better for the gender pendulum that is currently happening. It has a quote from The Merchant of Venice, which is the only Shakespeare play I've ever been in that actually went to production. And it is a Shylock quote. It says, "I will buy with you, sell with you, talk with you, walk with you, and so following, but I will not eat with you, drink with you, nor pray with you."
Okay. I don't really know that one. I'm gonna go to a break a little early because my slow program is making me cranky and I'm hungry.
Understood. I am now back in my seat, so I can take over.
I love it. All right, see you in a minute.
Bye. I discovered a bunch of pouches which really make me happy, and so I am bringing them in to my office, where they might end up being useful. because I absolutely love engaging with objects that bring me joy. It's a very high need of mine. One of the most interesting things I've ever discovered about myself. Like a lot of things are like, okay, yeah, I'm sure. But like one of the most interesting things that I feel like I just could not have predicted is the fact that one of the staple office equipment things for me, alongside, tape, pen, things like that, is a bag of ribbons and string. And I actually vaguely know why I need those things. But like, it's not something I could have, like, why? Why would someone need a bag of string ribbons? Because I frequently use them, as it turns out. And when I acquire a lovely new ribbon or a great little piece of string, I put it into the bag, the dedicated ribbons and string bag, which is what I have in my office. And occasionally, in the distant past, I've been like, okay, I'll just put this away with all of the rest of the notions for sewing. Nope, it comes out because I engage with it minimum of once a month. That I need a ribbon or a string, and it's just so interesting. And then I reuse them. Like I'll be like, okay, yeah, that the purpose of that string is done, and I'm gonna put it back in the bag for use later. Like, just one of those little quirky things about me that brings me so much joy. You know what would be hilarious? I just had a hilarious idea. A karaoke night where the theme is instrumental. I don't know if you could even do that because I feel like the karaoke programs that we use would not necessarily have the music because there's no lyrics. But wouldn't that be hilarious if you just had like the standard whatever, like movie soundtrack or something, and you just all were like ba da da bum bum, and that's what you sang. That would be hilarious to me. I would be so into that. This string is all naughty, and I'm trying to help it out. This is a spiritual 2-minute action, folk, where I went to get one thing and it led to another, and I don't necessarily absolutely want to be using my my time this way, but if I stop now, I'll just have to waste more time later by restarting. So that's what we're going with. Love me some good jute twine. This is very supple. It's not like fibrous, which some of it is. It's like the difference we get jute twine from the hardware store versus from like the craft store. You're gonna pay through the nose, but boy does it feel nice on the fingies. Okay, now the question becomes, yes. Cutting my jute twine with my hand forged eating knife, as one does when one is an Ollie. And I found this leather pouch, which is real leather, and I'm replacing it with the pleather pouch that my eating knife is currently in, because then I won't be as stressed about it piercing the bottom. Because I do want to make a dedicated sheath for it, to hang from my belt, but I have yet to do so. Someday, TM. Someday! Someday soon, hopefully. I would have preferred leather to go with this leather, but I don't know that I have any in here. Nope. This is not the best YouTube content that's ever been created. Ollie stringing their twine with the screen share up, but once again, if we do not continue, we will have wasted all the time we invested, which yes, and I'm aware, sunk cost fallacy. Actually, sunk cost fallacy would be a good band name as well. It's like all the band members are like accountants and stuff. But they actually sing like amazingly good, like death metal or something. That would amuse me. I feel like sunk cost fallacy could be a bunch of different genres. No, 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 don't split off like that. That's not allowed. Boy, oh no. My twine is being naughty, you guys. Still, even though I took out the nuts. Okay, one more, and then we're going to tie it. Come on. Okay. Twine completed. We are putting in pencils. So I actually just at the Ren Fair this past weekend, I got myself horn, hand carved horn fork to match my knife. Well, to go match, not match. I've got the knife is metal and the fork is thing, and I would very, very, very much like to get or carve myself, for preference, a spoon. Actually, I haven't written that down yet. Let me do that. I was going to ask. You don't have any spoons? Make your own. All right, back to the routine. Where I was going with that before we went down this rabbit hole is as above, so below. We did do that. Fantastic. Okay. Now we go back to, oh yeah, bring it down and then
I'm back.
welcome back.
Thanks. Hey, Ingrid said they cleaned the living room and kitchen, plus made delicious French onion soup. Yay!
Nice.
Today, the goals are bringing the kitchen back to pre-soup bread neatness, which should be easy because it did the hard lift yesterday. Yay! And moving laundry along. Clean the bathroom. Have a nice break that includes touching grass. Oh, I like that. And then bedroom. Yay! Feel free to update if you so choose. Okay, so now that I have a thing here, free up space on computer. I had the whole segment. I didn't really finish anything. Okay. What is after that? All right. Okay, I feel like I need to break up. The next task is cleaning up the office floor. I feel like I need to break it up into smaller pieces because what's happening right now is staring at it. So, okay.
through the experience of removing a bunch of reminders that I painstakingly set up when I really, really had in the moment wished to be doing something else.
Oh, my soul.
I know.
My soul.
However, both setting up the reminders and removing them were appropriate in the correct in those moments. But we also grieve. We grieve and we acknowledge both at the same time.
Yep. 100%. Okay. I made a new tag, but that also means I want to go clean it up. This one can be it. I might regret this impulsive tag that I made, but we'll find out. Okay.
So a big problem lately, which has resulted in me having the experience, which I hate, of, oh, it's the end of the day. I haven't touched my sacred timeline at all. I now have to go through all 150 plus items and defer them to tomorrow or other times at 11:30 when I wish I was already asleep. That has happened, it was 2 weeks straight, something like that. It has now been rectified. However, the problem with that is that there's these things which are really important to do that I put at the top. And so because they're at the top, I don't want to look at them. They are effort. And so I just do what I can remember of my routine. And I just removed another pain point of that kind. So ameliorating that problem. And this is why Spruce Sacred Timeline is a regular occurring item, but mostly it's threshold cleaning, which is fine. That's where I'm at. I hope someday to be in a different place. It would be great.
What's next? Okay, yet this is taking longer because I'm realizing how much more I need to break it up. I don't know that I need to break up all of it. I think I'll start there and then, hey, remember, we only need to make the very first action really clear, not all of the subsequent actions. Remember that, Ollie?
I remember that. Yes.
I don't always remember to apply it to myself, but I remembered it now to apply it to myself.
Yep.
Oh, wait. Um, okay. There's another one. My
Mhm.
desk. My desk surface has just accumulated all the things. They are not in any useful order. They just all exist. Okay. Okay.
Drink water. Also, I have a shortcut called Audio Select that helps to remind me that I have a bunch of cool things I want to absorb with my ears. And I just added an item to that shortcut, which I run at least once a day, that has an alert at the end that says drink water. Nothing to do with selecting audio, but that is usually a good time for me to be reminded of that. Because I'm lately I'm so bad at not drinking water during the day, like at all.
Okay. Okay. I like that. I have found that I've been getting dehydrated in the afternoon and then
Mm-hmm.
um drinking a ton right before bed.
Yes, let's not do that.
Um so I I did like the ones that I was like, okay, I can these ones are obvious. I could do those. Like
Mm-hmm.
pick up all the vitamins that are scattered out on the desk, right? Like that one's easy, it's concrete.
Mm-hmm.
Anything that goes in the kitchen, um, trash or recycling. Uh, another thing that's just very particular to my desk at this moment.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last one says finish cleaning off, but it's also tagged with like weekly review and plan. So
Mm-hmm.
that if I find myself here next week, theoretically, be like, oh, this has more to plan on it. If that one's available and still hasn't happened, like because these are in order.
Yep. I have discovered if I triple tap in a typing field, it will select all the content. This is not something I previously knew, and I'm going to use that feature a lot.
Oh, Okay, cool. What was the other thing I needed to do? Oh, the other one is hang up the rug. That's convenient, right? As I'm writing down stuff I need to do on my break, my AirPods made I'm running out of batteries noise to remind me that I don't know where the case is.
Mm.
I really didn't like that. Like, even when the first AirPods came out, like the Find Me system wasn't fully in place, but it was like starting to be
Mhm.
and rumored to be. And I was just like, are you kidding me right now? Like, this is a thing that needs a Find Me.
Yep.
And I do have high expectations and sometimes go like, well, I don't know why this doesn't exist yet, but
Mhm.
I can still have gratitude that it now exists because I use it on the regular.
Yep.
Okay.
Speaking of features that you really, really, really wanted to exist for quite some time and now do, iPhone color screening.
I'm not sure that I can appreciably tell how it's different than before.
What do you mean?
Like before, you could send somebody to voicemail
Oh,
early and
hang on,
watch
it's
a
from my doctor's
transcript.
office.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Hello, Colleen speaking.
You're not muted. I shall mute them. They just disconnected, so I didn't need to. That's what I probably should do. I should probably always make Ollie a co-host on here so they can mute me when I forget to do stuff. But um
Hey,
per our earlier conversation, I did mute you before you disconnected.
thank you. Yes, I heard that. Yeah, I just missed the call by like 2 seconds when I realized that it was the doctor's office. And when I called back, so at Eastern time, it is 1:11. I called back and the outgoing message was, the clinic is now closed for the lunch hour. It will reopen at 1:15.
Why did you call then?
Yeah, yeah, pretty much. I I am at a loss. I am at a loss.
Mm-hmm. So here's part of the reason that I think my office has just deteriorated and nothing's happened is I'm realizing how many of these things are circular. Like, uh, ideally, I'd pick up my floor before I, tried to hang something on the wall, right? Because another person's going to be in here.
Yep.
But one of the things on the floor is the thing that needs to hang on the wall. But also one of the things on the floor is the second monitor that I'd like to be on my desk that needs to be picked up before it can go on my desk.
Yeah. Yep. That's rough.
Mm-hmm. Um, I'm hearing a lot of droid beeps from the next room.
See, I'm in the brain to talk to my doctor's office right now because they called. And now I have to wait 5 minutes, except that my toddler is going to be dropped off in 5 minutes. And then I'll have to set a.
There is a reason I often answer calls, and that's because getting back in touch with doctors' offices suck. They do not
Yes.
fit with my lifestyle.
My
And it's not that
doctor's
hard to
office,
hang up on a scam.
yeah. My doctor's office doesn't even have call waiting because it's 1995.
In
They might have had call
fairness,
waiting then. Shut up.
physicians' offices did usually in 1995.
Because it's 1843.
We actually didn't have call waiting at our house for a really long time, but what we did was moved into a house that had two phone lines.
Hmm.
So what that meant was when my mom wasn't working, which meant, using the modem line because that's what the second line was. In the evenings and on the weekends, it meant that the teenager could talk on the phone like indefinitely and not bother anybody.
Yep.
And Caitlin and I made up ridiculous stories over the phone and just did ridiculous things.
Amazing.
Um, okay.
Okay. I think that I have effectively set up my transition ritual between work and parenting.
I love it.
I really hope that like some semblance of awareness persists after death, just in terms of vibes, because there are so many people who did so much amazing art who never were appreciated for it at the time. Like Tolkien was to a degree. Like he was aware in his lifetime that he had touched so many people, but like just how exponentially it grew. I just hope that whatever remains of J.R.R. Tolkien is aware of the magnitude of the gift that he gave the universe, or at least this planet, by being a big time nerd. Like, nerds rule the world. We just do. I don't care what you say. Obviously, I'm preaching to the choir here. You would not contradict me on that in any capacity. But seriously, I mean, in the literal sense of like, we don't hold the power necessarily, but in the spiritual sense of what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, that's the other thing I need to do. Make sure these times are right. Which they completely are not. You know what? We're gonna do instead. Nope, we're gonna remove the times. We're gonna remove the times, especially from the mornings. Woof. Just gonna remove that. That really worked for a bit, and then it has stopped. And now we will put it back if and when things become more stable. And that's okay.
Okay. I haven't
right.
finished putting this one project in my system, let alone done any of the other stuff.
I will be back.
Dang it. I need to be back. I can see the timer. I guess y'all can deal. Oh, let's see. Oh, bought extra knockoff AirPods station permanently next to the bed. Nice. I love it. I love it. When you can't find the traveling case, still charge them up. That's great. I love that idea. Okay, I am going to go off for break. Be back.
I'm back. Picked up right where I left off, which is honestly kind of amazing. Take a key, Ollie.
Hey, guess why I'm late coming back from my break?
Mm. Did you get attacked by Nazgul?
I got a call from the doctor's office about scheduling other appointments.
Oh, yeah, that's a thing. I'm gonna oh dear. Oh no. Oh God. So I don't know where my phone is.
Oh,
I'll be back.
mhm. Oh my. Let's cry. Oh. Hmm. I did do one of the tasks from my thing, so I will just add a thing that isn't finished. Okay. Okay. And then the content for the first, this is all just the first recording, a first episode. Oh. Let's see what we have.
So you're gonna love this. Are you ready? Are you even prepared right now?
Okay.
I mentioned in passing to my doctor that I thought I might be on the spectrum, the autism spectrum. Then I asked for a referral to a psychiatrist. She thought I was looking for a diagnosis, and she said, well, it's going to be really hard to get a diagnosis. I said, I agree, there's no point. So she sent out a thing to get a referral for an autism diagnosis.
That's not what you wanted the psychiatrist for.
Exactly. And we both agreed on that. We both agreed there's no point in getting a diagnosis. We said that verbally to each other in the meeting. So then they mentioned, oh yeah, we put out a referral. I said, no, don't do that. That's fine. This call was to tell me that there's an extensive wait list for an autism diagnosis for the referral that I didn't want, and we agreed there was no point to 6 months ago that
So
I had to call
you've been
back
not on the
for.
wait list for a psychiatrist to give you medicine this whole time.
No, that's a thing as far as I know, because I did actually confirm that portion of it. But I had a call, interrupted my work here. Then I had
Yeah.
to call back to say, yep, no, that's fine. And a whole bunch of people did a whole bunch of work for a thing that my doctor and I agreed we weren't going to do in the meeting.
Yep. Yep.
That is a thing that just happened.
Uh,
Uh,
I'm sorry.
Also, I was talking to a friend about my whole life this past year, and they were like, yeah, so did they ever give you like the questionnaire checklist? They surely did, right? I'm like, what questionnaire checklist? Oh, the one that you're supposed to get if you tell your doctor that you are, severely depressed, etc. I'm like, oh, interesting. No, not so much.
I don't feel like your doctor hears you.
I really don't, especially with this medication. Oh, I have to look it up, and then I don't look it up, or I do look it up, and my gods,
Yeah.
I I don't get it. I am gonna move on now.
Okay. I'm theoretically almost done with this first thing. I was going to take 10 minutes and do this taken up the entire time.
Hard same. Well, I knew mine was gonna be 10 minutes, but yeah.
So, there's a book my kid keeps requesting us read in
Mm-hmm.
September. It's Frosty the Snowman,
Ah,
which means I heard a bunch of sea shanties. And I was like, oh, these are going to be in my head for days. But then we went home from Enchanted Forest. And instead, our child wanted us to read that. So instead, Frosty the Snowman was in my head for 2 days. And I'm thinking, I got cheated out of What Do We Do with a Drunken Sailor?
yeah, you really did.
I've hit the number of ChatGPT projects that mean you have to hit show me more to see all of them. And I do not enjoy this situation in the slightest.
Yup.
I spelled first wrong. Having a very dyslexic day. Okay, I've done this thing. I've captured all the stuff from it. It took for bloody ever, which is why I sometimes don't get around to doing it. Okay. In fact, I'm just going to delete the whole thing. So I don't wonder later, should I look at that? No. The answer is no, don't look at it. It's gone. It goes bye-bye right now. Okay. Yeah, that's a good time for a break. Not because I feel accomplished with 3 segments of work, but because I need to refocus to get back onto what I'm going to do next.
Good.
Which is in my ongoing attempt to keep vitamins out of the reach of my toddler. These ended up out where I couldn't find them. Okay. My other thing said, all right, next thing I'm gonna do is a little bit of and clearing do omnifocus. I think that's just got to be next. I can't with it anymore. It's not fun. It's not what I want to do. I just need to live in the world where it's done. So there we go. All right. I will go off for break. I'll see you in a minute.
Yeah.
I'm kind of over this. I don't really want to do what's next either. So kind of just want a nap, to be honest. Nothing. Shout out to Linnea that I did actually look at the Discord on my break. If you're still listening and folding laundry. They were listening through Discord, which is and it didn't have access to YouTube, so no chat. So because YouTube needs blocking, because that's a whole thing. YouTube does need blocking, not like for anybody in particular, just in general. Oh, I caught myself before I finished the word. Does that count? I don't think Ollie can hear me. Okay. Yeah, none of this is what happened. That was all a glorious idea that's not happening. Okay. What does my week look like this week? Oh my gosh. I'm just so sleepy. I can't get myself to focus on anything. Hmm. I need my calendar. Um, Just writing out some thoughts on this newer schedule I want to have. Okay. Okay. So okay, so I haven't been doing even a little bit of what I said I was going to do. I've been doing legitimate weekly review tasks, but not what I said I was going to do at all. What did I say I was going to do? All right, clearing out the do. Wow. Yeah, I want to do it. He do. I don't want to do it. Okay. Okay, first I'm going to do the ones that are easy to do. Okay. I need to check. Check status of my shortcut. And I'm going to go through. I'm going to go through the easy ones. Okay. Um, don't know what's happening. Email? That's the wrong 10. Oh, right. I had this other issue I had to deal with. There's my laundry timer. Oh, it's break time. Break time. Oh, is my? Yeah, connected. Um, I think this one I maybe want to put on hold. suspect it did, but this one got done. Okay. This thing is still included in overdue because I'm like afraid of getting rid of it. Feels like it's still search for it. We could just remove the due date for now. It's a lot of overdue stuff. Does not feel good. Okay. I've got one I clearly don't trust. I think it's time for this one to not have a due date and be flagged instead because it hasn't happened by the due date. It's overdue. It keeps not happening. The due date is not going to help that. Now, is that the right solution overall? Not necessarily, but the problem is I've had like really important stuff every one of, or like somebody scheduled an appointment every one of my adulting time like schedules. So I haven't done this important adulting task. It's not important, but like I set aside time to do it and it hasn't been happening. So okay, I think it's time for break and I'll come back and hopefully finish that. I think I should be able to, but we'll see. Okay, break. Kitty break. Okay. I'm going to find the fastest way to finish this because some of these really are part of another project. I think so. Like, sort of a new project. Oh, I already have a project name this. Oh, Mama did not close this door. Okay. Check the status of the nope. You really are an elliptic. Oh, apparently, well, they can't hear me, but I can still hear them. That's interesting. Okay. So what I'm doing is I'm making a new project, and the first action is like, hey, check. Is this shortcut where I need it to be? And finish it. When it's ready, add the link to the potential. Basically, I've got this old stuff. Why are you flagged now? Oh, they had to go to get ready for next thing. I think I'm just going to drop that. Okay, that one I can drop. Dropped. Okay. Putting them in here because I think these are all old enough. Yeah. To not have the new thing. Put them all in here. I would like to have them flagged, but I'm going to remove their due dates. Do basically removing their due date, but putting a note about what the due date had been. This one's getting dropped. That's just silly how old that is. This one. By the way, these are things I told somebody I would have at a particular time, which is part of why they're sitting here overdue. But they are like, they were not quite easy enough to really act on quickly. So they just wouldn't happen. And because they were not, they didn't have a literal, it absolutely has to be done by this date. They didn't happen. And so I've been trying to make a new workflow to make these easier. Nope. Oh, you need to get rid of this today. That's just nonsense. Anyway, so they would just sit there, not happening. And cluttering up my due, which you don't want to have something that says it's due that's not really. It's sort of okay if it's easy enough. So that's my hope, and that's what I'm going to be experimenting with is in my new workflow, are these easy enough that they still happen? Like, have I made them easy enough so that they'll happen with a due date? Of course, that depends on like how busy you are and things like that. But is it like, oh, okay, I could do this. You know what? Probably just going to drop this one. There's another one for this person. It's fine. Okay. Um, I only need one, so this one's getting dropped. Okay, what's left in overdue? I think I've got this one. So close to having this almost done. And I think these are maybe not the kind of actions I'm really great at right now. So I may hold off. Like, oh, by the time I check these all, I want you to be. Hey, I got that one. Okay, I'm doing it. all done with those. I can check on their projects even, and they should be all gone. I'm actually cleaning up a bunch of other projects that I'm like, oh, I didn't say that I got this one. I didn't see I got this one. I'm actually almost entirely done with them. So I'm just going to keep going. Well, then I got in a series of text messages. Okay. Okay. Sort of did that. Look at me going through a whole bunch of projects. I'm amazing. Look at that. Did it. It looks a lot better. It's not perfect, but it's way better. And I think 2 out of the 4 still sitting there can really happen today. And the other one I'll look into, but I'm also just donezo. And I have like a ton of other stuff to do. So that's what we're going to do now. Mm. Oops. I hit the wrong thing. All right. Thank you so much for joining. I'm getting ready to head out. Hopefully you got some good review done. I know I did. Feeling a little bit better with some of that OmniFocus backlog cleared out. So thanks for joining, and we'll